What? Mike Judge was on Joe Rogan?
The Joe Rogan
Morning.
Oh boy.
Dude, it fucking holds up. It holds up.
Does it? Okay.
Oh my God, it's funny.
It's nice
I've
to
never
hear.
saw the whole thing before. It was one of those movies that I just, for whatever reason, I just never saw the whole thing. It was just.
Well, it kind of, yeah, it didn't have much of a release, so.
It didn't?
No, it was, I mean, to be fair, like, it was a weird movie. It was hard to market.
It's a funny fucking movie, man.
Oh,
it's
thanks.
funny. I mean,
Joe Rogan is so funny because, like, he is like Idiocracy. You know what I mean? He is a character in Idiocracy. Feel me? Like to look at Joe Rogan and be like, "Oh man, I love Idiocracy." It's like, bitch, who do you think they're talking about?
I watched it in the gym while I was working out. I was cracking up.
Oh, nice to hear.
It was really good. It was like surprisingly funny. There was some great stuff about it. When when it shows the very smart couple that's holding off on having children and the dumb people keep fucking.
Yeah, that was, I feel like I really made the whole movie just to make that sequence. That was one of those rare times. Patrick and Darlene, the two actors, it was the only time I think this has ever happened. I think they were auditioning them in pairs, and they auditioned, and I kind of looked at like 2 or 3 more people and then said, okay, let's just cast them. It's never going to get better. That guy was so good, Patrick Fisher, yeah.
It was such a good movie, man. It's just like,
thanks.
And it's so interesting, like looking at the world in 2022. It's like the only thing you missed was social media.
Yeah, this is Joe Rogan. Doesn't the movie promote eugenics in a very iffy way? Oh my God, dude. I want to do eugenics on myself, dude, when I fucking... Yes, it does. It does, dude. Yes. It does. Okay? It does. Stop. Please, 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 please. Please stop.
Yeah, I mean, I keep thinking about all the stuff I missed. Yeah, I feel that movie was, I feel like it was cursed to begin with. Everything that went wrong. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. And it was so many things. Like we shot it here in Austin. It's supposed to take place in a drought, and it was like the rainiest summer. We had to keep killing grass, which feels really awful to do.
Oh God!
But we
how do you do that?
Oh yeah, you put a giant piece of like tarp and cardboard over it for like 2 nights or something. But then sometimes they have to put gasoline on it or something. It just feels horrible to kill grass. Yeah, I don't know. And then
Liking Idiocracy's peak Monkalib chat is literally lol. Rednecks are so dumb and the cause of society's downfall. The movie Keckle. Bro, it doesn't matter. Just sometimes it's fine to enjoy shit. Okay.
And I feel like the curse of the movie kind of just spread out into the world or something. But I was just thinking about this because I have a hard time watching it because it just brings back so many stressful memories. But
because it was difficult to make.
Yeah, it was just we were barely had an impossible schedule, and then in post, they just cut. We had a bad test screening, and they just cut the effects budget down. But I mean. They did pay for the movie to get made, so I appreciate it. But, yeah, I was just thinking that, so there was the wardrobe woman, whatever, I don't know, what do you, costume designer is the official title. She, she had a limited budget also, and for the shoes, so we shot it in 2004. She tells me, okay, there's a startup, and it was Crocs, but they weren't out in the world yet. But it was a small company, and she goes, look at these horrible plastic shoes with like holes in them. She said, we could really save a lot of money, just put everyone in these things. And then I said, well, what if by the time the movie comes out, what if these become popular and people are wearing them? She said, oh, these are never going to become popular. No one would ever wear these things. They're horrible. And then, yeah, there you go. But then it took 2 years for the movie to come out. Then people are going like, oh, that's pretty funny that you put everyone in Crocs.
They did kind of become popular, right?
Yeah, and then they're not around much anymore, but they were really popular.
They're really popular right now.
They
Are
came
they
back.
back?
They came back in the last like 2 years. All of a sudden,
What do you mean? Who's wearing them?
like Post Malone had a deal with them. I think Justin Bieber.
God, Joe's so fucking out of touch, bro. He doesn't even know that Crocs were like, how is he even out of touch with like pop culture shit? You know what I mean? He's just a boomer, man. It sucks. It's gonna happen to all of us. It's gonna happen to me too.
Bieber
Really?
did too. People are putting like pins on them and stuff. They're very popular right now.
Pins?
Yeah, like
Oh, wow.
little. They're like literal like pins. Yeah.
Oh, like shirt pins? Like,
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I should
I'll
stop,
I'll show you.
talking shit.
I
about
know
it.
people wear them. A lot of guys wear them like in camps. You bring them to camp, like they're camp shoes.
Oh.
They wear Crocs around camp because they're light. You know, if you're wearing like hiking boots all day and then you're camping, you wear Crocs at night
Yeah,
when
they
you're
get all
hanging
these
around the
goofy pins.
campfire.
Did you get Lyme's
Oh,
disease?
so this is a new thing?
I've only seen it popping up
Because they were.
recently.
I'd heard they were
truck nuts
in
or Crocs.
bankruptcy like 5 years ago or something. Maybe I heard wrong. Wow.
Maybe they were. Maybe somebody came in with with
yeah.
funding, and
Took a distressed property and
I don't get it.
I don't.
I was always confused.
I don't really like Crocs, so
Like, there's so many options for shoes. Why would you ever buy those?
There's all kinds of slippers you could have.
Yeah.
I don't.
There's no need for those.
I don't get them for camping though. Like, can't you gonna get like ticks all over you? I don't know.
No, I think the
Or
idea
you put
is
socks on.
like hunters wear them. So like when you're in the woods and you're hiking, you're wearing these like very kind of rigid hiking boots. And then when you're just around the campfire,
Oh, okay.
they wear these little Crocs
Okay.
because they weigh nothing. You know, they're
Oh,
very
okay.
light.
Yeah, they are light. Yeah.
And they provide you with protection from sticks and shit.
Oh, okay.
And they wear them like, you know, over socks.
I see.
So they're horrific looking.
Yeah.
bro, the legacy of Idiocracy devolved into a conversation about fucking Crocs by two parties that are completely oblivious to like whether they're culturally relevant or not. What the fuck happened to this guy, man? His show used to be like watchable and shit. Like there was like he would have interesting guests on. Now he's like never even remotely interested in the convo unless it's like literally being like we should kill trans people or some shit. You know what I mean? Obviously not directly that, but and I know people are going to get really mad at me for saying that, but you know what he's just like, "Oh, a trans girl a trans girl got in a pool, a 12, 14-year-old trans girl got in a pool somewhere. Let's talk about it." Like, this dude was popping for having, like, unique individuals, characters from, like, all different fucking walks of life, from all different kinds of backgrounds on, like, his independent platform, where he could have long 3-hour conversations with them. And now it's, like, it's just... It's either, like, defending cops with Tim Kennedy... or just like doing regular Republican propaganda over and over again, non-fucking stop. Like, you have Mike Judge, man. Talk to him about cool shit. This is your purview. He's a comedian. He's a legend. He has a new show coming out. What the fuck are you guys wasting time talking about Crocs?
They don't look good.
What is this?
That's why I wanted them in the movie.
What the fuck is
They're
this?
There's $600 Crocs. These are fashion Crocs.
Cut the fucking shit.
I thought they were fake. They are.
Those are
not fake.
real?
These are real.
$600 Crocs with some kind of a heel. What does the bottom of that heel look like? Is it flat? Like a peg, like a nail. It's like a nail's going through. That is so strange. You know what I don't get? The strap.
Prediction correct.
What's the story with the strap at the top
that's
of
like
the foot?
sport mode. When you
Oh,
need to
do
really
they all
keep
have
them on.
straps? Because like, the one thing about a slipper, at
sport
least-
mode.
When you need to run and you gotta, you need to do some action.
You ain't doing
gotta
shit in
pull it,
those
lock it
things.
in, put it around your heel so it doesn't fall off. Go
God.
sprinting.
wait, $600? Is that how much?
Yeah, they're real.
yeah.
$600.
Yeah.
That's how dumb people.
They podcast for like 3 hours. Lamau, they have to bullshit like this for filler. Brother, you're talking to a fucking Joe Rogan old stan, okay? I remember the divorce court Joe Rogan era, okay? Like, that's where I first learned about divorce court, was Joe Rogan talking about a buddy of his with his fucking best friend, had a wife, and then the wife fucking ripped him in divorce court, and he didn't have money to pay alimony, and she refused to fucking get married to this boyfriend that she had. So then the buddy of his actually went and like hired a private detective to, you know, track the house. But then she would like sneak the fucking guy in and out of the house, the guy that she was fucking, specifically to hide that they were, you know, to hide that she was having an affair in an effort not to pay for in an effort to continue getting alimony. And that was like, That's the birthplace of the buddy of mine. That's like old ass fucking Joe Rogan, way, way, way back in the day. You know what I mean? Like pre fucking Milo Yiannopoulos, even like before he even had Milo Yiannopoulos on and all this shit. And back then, he would have really interesting conversations for the most part. Azan, you sound like the viewers who don't watch a streamer anymore because they changed their content. I mean, I still watch them. I just think that he was always shitty in a misogynist way. You just didn't notice? Dude, I just literally described how he was shitty in a misogynist way. What do you mean? I very clearly noticed it. And I liked it, dude. That was my... That's why I watched it. I just told you that's where I learned about fucking the divorce court shit. So back then, obviously he still had like really, really fucking weird shit that he would talk about. But ultimately, like, he had fun conversations as well. I was just showing the buddy of mine convo as a talking point to like how far back my Joe Rogan fandom goes. Now, the reason why I'm saying this fucking sucks is because homie has Mike Judge. Instead of talking about the legacy of Idiocracy as this video intends, there's a 9-minute block that they cut out saying, oh, this is the legacy of Idiocracy with Mike Judge. My assumption is there's going to be some combos about Idiocracy and not just mostly fucking Crocs and how stupid they are.
Put that in your new movie.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could remake that.
What would you do different?
Well, like you said, I probably would have had more staring at phones and stuff. I mean,
Nobody saw that coming, though.
Yeah. Well,
Which
there's
is
also
wild, right? Because you filmed it. It was released in what, 2005?
2006. We filmed it in 2004. Yeah.
So if you think about like phones back then, it was all flip phones.
Yeah, they were starting to come out with the Nokia. But yeah, the iPhone I don't think was there yet.
That was 7.
It was about to come out.
Yeah, and even then, like everybody thought that was kind of like a novelty. Nobody ever thought it would be like almost a requirement for life.
Yeah, and also I wrote it in 2000. I started writing it in 2001, and then it's writer Eitan Cohen. I wrote a draft with him. I wrote an outline, and then so that was like 2002, I think, or 2003 that we wrote it. So it was like pretty far away from all this stuff happening.
That's the only thing you missed, though.
It also feels like Mike Judge is like, I mean, maybe I'm reading too much into it, and I feel like I'm being too parasocial or whatever, but like, it feels like he's just not into the combo at all.
I mean,
yeah, I don't even like I
dumbing down of people you nailed.
Yeah, I was thinking of it like, so I had the idea in the 90s, but I remember when in 2001 in the summer, I was with it was the year 2001. I'd seen the movie 2001 again and thought, wouldn't that have been funny if that movie, instead of everything being pristine, advanced civilization, it was like giant Walmarts and the Jerry Springer Show, and like what if that movie made in the 70s was actually that accurate? And I just kind of thought of a graph of like everything from whenever that movie was made, like 71, to the year that it was 2001.
A lot of people are saying that he's like uncomfortable about Idiocracy and he doesn't like the way that it was presented. That's a wonderful opportunity to talk about it in front of a gigantic audience. So if Joe had done at least a little bit of due diligence, he would know that. And they'd be like, listen, people say that, I've heard you talk about how you were conflicted about Idiocracy and how you created it back in the day. If you had an opportunity, like, what were the things that you think were wrong, other than the fucking phone thing? Because that one sucks.
If you just kept that progression going and just like more crass, foul language in the mainstream, more like just everybody getting dumber and dumber and just advertising everywhere. I don't know. It's just sort of I also wrote it. I owed Fox a screenplay, and I pitched 2 or 3 different things, and they said, "Oh, that's the commercial one. That's one you should make." And I didn't think they would make it, It was fun to write.
Why didn't you think they would make it?
It just seemed too weird. Like, I don't know. But, they saw it, anything in the future sounds fun and like a big, broad comedy. Then it was more fun to write than it was to make. I mean, nothing against it.
Dude, everyone that said the eugenicist tones are problematic, congratulations, you're right. You got it. We know, dude. We know. It's a dumb, silly movie. Please stop. Please, you're killing me. Okay?
Anybody involved, it was just like a very difficult schedule. And a lot of stuff went wrong. Had 65 speaking parts in it.
Wow.
Which you don't even, when you're writing, just, and then there's this, and it's like, oh yeah, you have to cast every one of those people.
Damn, this was terrible. Origins of Beavis and Butthead. Bro, this man made the greatest slice of life anime of all time. Okay? Unparalleled. Like, not a single person can touch the greatest slice of life anime of all time. No, it's not Beavis and Butthead. It's motherfucking King of the Hill. Okay? Absolute classic. Just straight up the best. Don't give a fuck what his political leanings are. Don't care what he thinks.